Hello, everybody, and welcome to Thursday's Math. I'm very glad that you're joining me today. We are going to get started with our math. Don't forget that if you haven't sent in your assessment yet, now is a good time to do it. So if you haven't sent in your assessment, please do. You can send it to me on Teams or Class Dojo. If you have a problem with getting it in, send me a message and I will help you, I promise. All right, now let's get going on Thursday. So it is Thursday, the 27th of May, and we're going to start math right now. All right, grade 4, so let's get started with our Thursday's math. So to get started, I am going to do the first mashup with you, and then I am going to leave the second one for you. And I will give you, when you send it to me, I will tell you whether you have it correct or not. So my strategy with mashups is I always try to look for ones that are the same, right? So this and this are the same. It's easiest to figure out this one because there are fewer variables. If you look at this one and this one, also very easy to figure out. You know something plus something is going to equal 16. There's only one combination that could be. Whereas if I look here, spaghetti plus nachos is 21. I mean, there could be any number of combinations here. So my strategy for mashup math is always to go first to the square fact, or the one that is the two of the same numbers. And that's like your key. So I'm going to use this key to open up my understanding of this mashup. So I go and I look at the key. Okay, so nacho plus nacho, or sorry, times nacho is 81. Well, what number times itself is 81? Well, I know that 9 times 9 is 81. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to find all those nachos and I'm going to put the 9s here. That's nacho cheese. So now I know enough to solve some more. So now I want to look for the next one is going to be one where I know one of the numbers and I know the answer. Okay, so I can't solve this one yet because I don't know enough information. I can't solve this one yet, but I can solve the spaghetti. So I look, okay, whatever I do on this side, I just do the opposite to the number 21 to figure out what my mystery number is. So something plus nacho is 9. Or sorry, something plus nacho is 21. So 21 subtract nacho. So 21 subtract 9. So 21 subtract 10 is 11. 21 subtract 9 is 12. Okay. So now I know that my spaghetti is 12. So 12 plus 9 is 21. Good, that one makes sense. Now I can go over here and I can put in 12. So I can now figure out what the ham is. So 12 subtract something is 10. So 12 subtract something is going to give me 10. Okay, well, I'm looking at it. 12 subtract 2 is 10. And then now I know enough to solve the final one. 12 subtract 2 is 10. So 9 and 9 is 18. 18 times 2, and that's going to give me my final number. Now I am going to let you guys figure out the final number of 18 times 2, and then I'm going to get you to go over here and try to figure out. Now I will tell you where to start because I don't want you getting too confused. Start here. That's your key. Once you figure out what times what plus, pay attention to the signs, Mrs. Oakes, what plus what is 16, what doubles fact you can use, you have unlocked the code to figure out all the rest of the numbers. So you can totally do this. A little bit of division, a little bit of addition and subtraction. If you're really stuck, you can send me a picture of your work. Show me how far you've got. If you send me a picture and there's nothing on it, I'm going to say, try again, because I know you can try a little bit. If you're not sure what process to follow, I went through this in very detail. Go back and watch how I talk through it, and hopefully you'll be able to try this one because they're very similar. Okay, we're going to move on to Thursday's math. So today I didn't do a daily math on Tuesday because it was your assessment day. Assessment day means I needed to see your work, yada, yada, yada. There's your assessment. So you will have sent that in to me. Now here it says Thursday measurement. So we don't have a Tuesday, but we do have a Thursday. So 42 days is how many weeks? All right. So we go 42. We need to divide it by 7. So think, what times 7 is 42? Okay, well, I know 5 times 7 is 35. And one more group of 7 is 6 groups of 7, which is 42. So 42 days is 6 weeks. Now I'm going to go on to Michael went to do his homework at 8:15 p.m. and finished at 9:18 p.m. How long did it take? All right, so Michael went to go do his homework at 8:15. You start there. Now we're going to count up to 9:18. So I'm going to go 1 hour. I'm going to do that in another color. Plus 1 hour is 9:15. So far I've counted up 1 hour, and now I'm going to count up the minutes. So I've counted up an hour to 9:15, and now we need to get to 9:18. So let's count 15, 16, 17, 18. So it's 1 hour and 3 minutes. 1 hour, 3 minutes. Okay, so 1 hour and 3 minutes. Now, number 3, compare using the greater than, less than, or equal symbol. So is 18 centimeters greater than, less than, or equal to 180 millimeters? Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to let you try and figure this out. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters. So anything on this side, to figure out 1 centimeter, you're going to times a centimeter by 10. cm times 10 equals millimeters. So now I want you to try and figure this one out. I'm curious to see what you can do. Think about it. If you have 18 centimeters, how many millimeters is that? So you're going to start with 18 centimeters and figure out how many millimeters it is. Is it greater than, less than, or equal to 180 millimeters? Number 4, how long does it take to tie your shoe? 1 hour, 1 minute, and 1 day. Okay, if you're George, it might take you an hour, but hopefully for you guys, 1 minute. I mean, it took me a really long time to learn how to tie my shoes, but I think I can do it in about a minute now. If it takes me an hour, there's probably something wrong. I would probably ask for help. And if it takes me a day, well, that's a really long day. But when we're measuring how to tie our shoes, we probably measure it in minutes. Find the perimeter of this shape. So when we make a perimeter, when we calculate perimeter, we add up all the sides. Now, I would normally have you do this yourself, but adding decimals is something new, so I'm going to show it to you. So I'm going to go through and I'm just going to stack them. 1.6, 1.4, 1 centimeter is 1.0. You can put the 0 there just to keep your place. And then 1.4 again. Now we're going to add all of these together because the perimeter of the shape, just to review, is the distance around it. So the perimeter of the shape is the distance around the shape. So now I add 8, 4 and 4 is 8. 8 plus 6 is 14. So I leave my decimal point right where it is. I line it right up. So I have 14 tenths. And I put one of them there because 10 tenths is a whole number, a whole 1. Now I just add up my ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.4. All right. Now I'm going to move on to our brain stretch. So Farmer Philippe has a large cornfield measuring 30 centimeters by 24, meters. 30 centimeters would not be a large cornfield. He has a large cornfield measuring 30 meters by 24 meters. He wants to build a fence around it. Okay, so what you're gonna do, I'm gonna actually give you guys the steps. I would like to see you do most of this by yourself though. So if you know how to do this, please don't watch this part of the video. If you need some help, pay attention, and then once you think you got it, you can get going on it on your own. So Farmer Philippe has a large cornfield. So for this, I'm gonna draw it out. It's 30 meters by 24 meters. So I'm gonna draw his cornfield. This is 30 meters. This is 24 meters. And that would mean that this one's 30. and this one's 24 meters. So to find the perimeter, you have to add all the sides up. So 30 plus 24 plus 30 plus 24, you need to add all of it up. So that is the perimeter. To find the area, you need to do length times width. So because we're not at school, I was going to make you do this yourself. If you're really, I just know that there's going to be a few people who aren't sure what I'm talking about because this is review from last year. So if you can do this, guys, I encourage you to try and figure out the, if you need a challenge, and I think most of you could try a challenge, it won't hurt you. So number one, how many square meters of corn can you plant? You're going to do length times width. So this is our length times width, 30 times 24. And then for this one, what is the perimeter of the field? Well, perimeter again is all the way around, so you're gonna add 24, 30, 24, 30. And then for this one, if fencing cost $8 per meter, how much will his fence cost altogether? So again, you try and figure out, okay, I know the perimeter, now I'm gonna multiply it. So I'm gonna do the first two with you, and I'm going to have you do the last one on your own, just because I wanna make sure that everyone is on the same page and no one is getting really stressed out and left behind. So we'll start with the area, length times width, 30 times 24. So I'm gonna do my work over here, 30 times 24. Now, I understand that this is something you might not have seen before. I'm gonna model this. Don't stress. This is something we will practice in grade 5. I'm gonna go through the steps, guys, because it's really not that scary. I'm actually gonna do it on a sticky note here, and I'm gonna do what's called the box window method, because it's the easiest way to understand your multiplication here. So you might think, okay, Mrs. Oakes, I get how to do 2-digit multiplication by 1-digit multiplication. I'm not sure about how to do 2 by 2. Now you could just do 3 times 24 and add a 0 to your answer. But for those of you who want to see how I introduce double-digit multiplication, because grade 5s are coming, let's do it. So you go 30 and 0, because you have 30, and 20 and 4. And I've broken up my numbers. This is kind of like partial products. And now I'm going to multiply them. So 2 times 3 is 6. And then I have 20 and 30. So I just add a 0 and a 0. A 0 for the 20 and a 0 for the 30. Because 20 times 30, when you're multiplying two tens together, you're multiplying in the hundreds. I move on to this one, 30 times 4. So 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 30 is just add the 0 because you're multiplying in the 30. So 4 times 30 is 12 with a 0 on the end. Now 20 times 0 is 0. 4 times 0 is 0. So now I just add all of my boxes up. It's very easy because these two are zeros. So basically I'm adding 600 plus 120. So that's 720. The area, he can plant 720 meters squared of corn. That's lots of corn. Now, what is the perimeter of the field? We're going to figure the perimeter out. It's not length times width. It's addition, which is a lot easier. So we're going to figure this out. 30 plus 30. So the formula for perimeter is 2L plus 2W. Now, I don't like writing my L's like that in math because you guys, it just looks like a 21. 2 lengths plus 2 widths. So what is 2 lengths? 30 plus 30 is 60 plus 24 plus 24. So I think, okay, 24 and 24, 48. So 2 length, 30 and 30, plus 2 width, 24 and 24, and then we just add them all together. So that's 108. 108 meters. Now, if this is the part I'm going to have you do on your own, if fencing costs $8 per meter, how much will his fence cost altogether? So you have 108 meters, and you are going to times that by $8 per meter. So you're going to do 108 times 8, and then you're going to come up with the total. I'm gonna move on to the next side. Now, we're gonna do a little bit more area and perimeter. So for here, I want you to find the area and the perimeter for each of the following shapes. Now, I understand that this is a hard thing to teach long distance. So I found this sheet, I really like it. And I'm gonna do the first 3, and then I'm gonna have you do the next ones by yourself, okay? So I'm gonna do the first 3 with you. We're trying to find the area and the perimeter. Now these boxes are really small. You don't have to do both. So I'm gonna go here. You don't have to do both in there. Maybe I'll say area and perimeter. And I know the difference when I write it because area is in squares. So we're gonna figure out the perimeter. Remember, the perimeter is the distance all the way around. So to do that, we count how many. So I've got 1, 2, 3 on this side, 3 on this side, 2 on this side, and 2 on this side. So remember, it's 2 length plus 2 widths. So 3 and 3 and 2 and 2. 3 and 3 is 6. 2 and 2 is 4, right? So altogether, these 2 are 6 and these 2 are 4. I add them together and it's 10. 10 units. Okay, we're just doing units. 10 units. Now to find the area, you count how many squares inside. How many squares are inside? So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I have 6 as my area. Now, when you're doing a basic rectangle, remember you can do length times width. So 2 times 3 is 6. Now, make sure you put your units squared with that little 2 on top. Units squared. Okay, I'm going to do the next one. Now, I'm going to count these irregular ones. We're going to count for now until we become more confident. You can also break them into 2. And then figure out this one and add them together. For today, just because this is it's a review of a concept that I haven't really covered in class time as much as I would have liked to before class was canceled. I am going to go through and do a few with you, and I'm allowing you to count because we'll work up to the point where we're multiplying. But while you get familiar with the terms, let's do our area and perimeter. So my perimeter, remember, perimeter is just going around the outside and counting all the squares. How far is the outside? So this one is 3 units. This one is 2 units. Don't forget about this one here. That's 1. Along here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we have 2, and then we have, again, 9. 2 more, 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So now to figure out my perimeter, all I have to do is add all my sides together. So 11 plus 2 is 13. 13 plus 9 is 22. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So my perimeter is 28 units. Not squared. We're counting the lines. How far is this, okay? So again, I count around the outside. 9, I'm just gonna double check. So 1 and 9 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 plus 11 is 23. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Yep, 28. Now for my area, remember area, we're counting the squares inside the shape, so I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 units squared. Now, you could, this is just a trick for when you're working yourself, you know this one's 11, you could have just gone 11 squares plus 11 squares is 22, and then counted 2 more, 23, 24. All right, I'm gonna do the last one that I'm working through with you, and then you're gonna go do the last 5 on your own, okay? So I'm gonna get started with this one right here. So I'm looking here at my shape, imagine this is a room. The reason we might want to find area and perimeter is maybe you need to find the perimeter of the room because you are going to put some baseboards there. So baseboards are those, like, if you go look, most rooms have them. My room has them here. If I was to pull this up, you can see the baseboards there. They're like the wooden part between the carpet and the wall. There's the dog. You don't need to know that, but he's there. So the baseboard goes all the way around the room. So I need to buy baseboard for a room. I need to know the perimeter of the room because my baseboard is gonna go all the way around. So imagine you're figuring out how much baseboard you need for this room. So let's count. We measure or count. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is 4. Okay. And then I know this is 4, 5, 6, 7. This one's 3. 3. Don't forget this 1. Everyone always forgets that little 1. And then I have 2. I can add them all up together. Okay, I know 3 and 7 are 10. That's an easy place to start. 10 plus 3 more is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So my perimeter is 19 units. Okay, remember, so perimeter, it's like the baseboard that's going all the way around. I would need 19 units of baseboard to put baseboards all around my room. Now, imagine the area I need to cover this with carpet. So I need to buy carpet for this room. I need to know how much carpet I need. So I'm gonna measure how many square units I need of carpet. And carpet is sold in square units. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know that's 7. Another group of 7 is 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 units squared. All right, now you have this all ready for you. I've done the first 3. Remember, you're gonna go and find perimeter and area for all of the others. So perimeter, you're counting the squares around here. Did I forget the 1? Hold on. 7, 3, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I forgot the 1 after I said not to forget the 1. Oh my goodness, Mrs. Oakes. Let's double check. 7 and 3 is 10, plus 3 more is 13. 1 more is 14. 14 plus 4 is 18, 19, 20. I did. The perimeter is 20. See, it's very easy to forget the 1. I just finished saying don't forget the 1. This little tiny part here is part of your perimeter. All right, you are gonna go through and you're not gonna forget these little parts of your sheet. You're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna count the perimeter, which is all the way around the outside. And then you're gonna count the area. Remember, perimeter is like the baseboards in the room, and area would be the carpet. So what would you do for the carpet here? How much carpet would you need? I hope that makes sense to you. It makes sense to me. All right, thanks guys. Remember, if you have not sent in your math from Tuesday, I need to see it. In addition to this, if you need more math, please work on some multiplication facts today. Thank you. You did it! Awesome. And again, just want to thank you for showing up. I want to thank you for checking in. I want to thank you for all your hard work, all the things you're sending me. I really love that we are staying connected the best we can, and know that I see your hard work and I appreciate your hard work. And Miss LeBay and I are so lucky to have our students checking in with us and continuing to work with us. So have a beautiful rest of your day. I will see you next Monday for more math.